Bands are dead. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why in this video. The truth is, music is evolving to meet the needs of a changing world. Gone are the days you can just pair up with your pals and pedal music in the rock band format. It's time to stop pining for the past and look to the future of music. Now, I've heard that your chops might be dead. Is this true? If that's the case, you're going to want to sign up to my free guitar and music newsletter below. Music theory, you get free tabs, guitar tips and tricks. You can get on the next level and really develop your compositional capacity with my music theory course. That's going to blow up your knowledge in the realm of things like scales, chords, intervals, key signatures, and how to write music. Reason number 1 why bands are dead is social media. Just from a practical standpoint, the digital versus physical reach that you get, there's no comparison. It's so much easier to post a story on Instagram instead of go through all the effort to play a show, and not as many people even show up at the actual physical show. The general culture, has shifted more to consumption at home, Netflix and chill, or Instagram and scroll, or TikTok for 69.420666 minutes. Let's be honest here. The world is moving from a physical to a digital reality. It's way easier to brand yourself using online social media applications like Instagram or TikTok. You have a lot more control over how you're presented. It kind of like replaces backstage. So now, we can look behind the curtain and see what's going on in the life of the artist. There's also been, of course, fundamental shifts in the world in terms of the spread of disease and whatnot that makes us less likely to want to get out. Reason number 2 why bands are dead is a financial consideration. It's money. If you're watching this and you've been in a band, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Between recording, scheduling, touring, gear, trying to set up people's personal schedules. It's a mess. I first moved to Los Angeles in 2010. That's 13 years ago. And the first thing I did was get in a couple of bands because that was my dream. I wanted to play in a band like a lot of other people. It wasn't long before reality just smacked me in the face, though. I was playing shows all along the Sunset Strip, at the Whiskey and the Key Club and all those famous venues. It used to be that was the way you did things, right? If that's how Guns N' Roses broke, that's how the Doors broke, Motley Crue, so many big bands. But after playing in a few bands, I probably quit playing in bands maybe like 2013. After about 3 years, I was like, this isn't working. So I started social media, Instagram and YouTube, and never looked back. The thing is now, unless you're a well-known band, it's just impractical. The venue cuts have really increased. Just everything has gotten way tighter. The economy in the United States and the world right now is not in the best shape. It's not that you can't still tour, it's just much more difficult. And just stay at home and hit an Instagram story, bro. What happens is we get trapped with our egos and, we're imagining this fantasy in our minds. This is how things used to work, or I grew up listening to these bands and I want to do the same thing that they did, and you get stuck. Shred's Law number 2 states that the more you understand reality, the better you interface with it. So if you can get on the new program and understand how we're doing things now, you can imagine a better future for yourself. You're going to be way ahead of the curve instead of trying to replicate this thing from the past that just isn't really relevant anymore. Which leads me to my 3rd reason why bands are dead, and that is the world has moved on. You could really see this in the rise of the artist in the late 90s and the early 2000s when MTV started to shift from airing rock bands to rap and R&B artists. The focus went from a collective, a group of people, to an individual focus. So now, if you think about all the popular artists today, it's Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion or Justin Bieber. It's all individual names. It's not a group. It's about a specific person. And this really has created a societal shift to individualism. We want to know you as a person. Now, this isn't just my opinion. You can listen to Rick Beato talk about this kind of stuff. You can look at the numbers. A new technology is arising. We used to have like the phonograph, and then it went to vinyl and records, and then cassette tapes, CDs. digital streaming. We're just sort of replacing the medium now with which we consume music. The band was the old technology, and now the artist or the social media influencer is the new technology. So what does this mean for you? If you do want to have a career in music, or, at least see if you can take things further than where you're at, my best advice is to develop skill sets, modern skill sets, things like, social media presence, recording, which is not that hard. Everybody pretty much has like their own DAW, home studio setup now, it seems. Can you edit video? That's a huge skill. Do you understand, a little bit of SEO or search engine optimization, how to tag and title and write good descriptions? One thing is for sure, the old ways of the music industry are just guaranteed death. I see so many people beating their head against the wall trying to rehash the past. So it is true that bands are dead, but the question is, what is next? Will you be on that next wave? I'm not saying music is dead, but how we transmit it to our fans and the general collective is in a state of flux. So can you learn these new skill sets and become an influencer and evolve? It's all about evolution. Interact with me on a daily basis with my Patreon page below. We talk about how to practice, how to improve our skills. I want to see you guys, hit level 666-420-69 fast.